Welcome everyone for the 10th episode of the 12th Horseshoe podcast. Alongside Jack Rizzo, I'm Elijah Weintraub. It has been a long time in the making, and we're up to our 10th episode already. Pretty amazing. And Jack, how are you doing today?
Good, man. Good. Just getting ready for football season. We're 2 weeks away today from kickoff. For all of you watching at home, this is the last edition of our off-season edition of the podcast. Before during the regular season, this podcast is going to become all about predictions. And again, we have a lot of fun content coming to you guys regular season.
Absolutely.
We're going from one episode a week to 2 episodes a week, Tuesdays and Friday nights. Tuesday for a recap of every week, and Friday for a preview. So
it's a
the
lot of
content
fun.
is coming. Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of work, but we're gonna get it done. And we cannot wait for all of you to enjoy and sit back and relax for the fun to begin.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. We've got quite a bit to talk about today on the podcast. A lot of news. Before that though, just wanted to continue, offering our prayers and thoughts for those in Maui, still affected by those wildfires. Hopefully they go away soon, and the people will be okay. Also to those in California, also to those on the West Coast affected by Hurricane Hillary, which has been going on. Hope you guys are all doing okay over there. Yeah.
And and of course our thoughts and prayers as always. And thank you for and we're gonna thank you to
Yep.
all the first responders, and of course our thoughts and prayers to all those who are
Absolutely.
affected.
Also wanted to wish a happy birthday to Alyssa, a friend of the channel. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Hope you have a great day. Also, happy birthday to legend Kobe Bryant.
Yes, his
Would have been
birthday was
45.
yesterday.
Oh, yesterday, yeah.
Yes.
Yesterday. Would have been 45. R.I.P. Black Mama.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
also, unfortunately for me and other Colts fans, uh, today is the 4-year anniversary of the day that Andrew Luck retired, and unfortunately, our franchise has not been the same since. But we do have Anthony Richardson, and he's going to do great things here. And the Colts play tonight, so once we end this show, that is going to be my priority tonight. Watching the Colts and hopefully seeing Anthony really take the next step forward. He looked solid in that first game. Let's hope that he can take a step up a notch.
Take it to the next level.
But also, we just got a breaking news.
Really?
Yes. Just like looked. It's not related to football, but I wanted to announce it. WWE wrestler Bray Wyatt, also known as Wyndham Rotunda, I think that's how you pronounce it, just passed away unexpectedly at the age of 36. So,
Wow.
R.I.P. to Bray Wyatt, former WWE champion. Thoughts and prayers with his family.
Absolutely. Thoughts and prayers. And wow, that was a last minute thing. And wow.
Yeah, crazy times.
All right. Wow. That was okay. When was
Yeah.
this? 2 minutes ago?
It was announced by the COO of the company like an hour ago, I think. Yeah, crazy news. But
And
RIP.
also Coach Steve Sidwell. He just died not
Yeah,
even an hour ago. Saints. He was the Saints, Seahawks, and Patriots coach. Thoughts and prayers, as always.
absolutely. All right, let's get to the football news for the day. First up, I'm just gonna go over some quick hitters, and I'll let Eli do some stuff that he has. Julian Edelman just announced that he's joining Fox as an analyst for Game Day. So the big three are reunited: Brady, Gronk, and Edelman from the 2010s Patriots dynasty, the second part of their dynasty. And
Not fully together in the same desk, but they'll be there.
at least they can't do any damage and break the hearts of 31 other teams. So it's not the end of the world. I don't know. Tom Brady though, he just doesn't really seem like a natural fit in the broadcast booth. Like
Absolutely not.
he's
I
like
enjoyed seeing the Kevin Burkhardt and the what was the guy's name?
Greg Olsen.
Yeah, thank you. Combination. I did enjoy that one a lot.
Tom just seems like a really like laid back person. I don't know
Right.
if he's fit for the broadcasting industry, but we'll just have to see. I already mentioned the Luck news. We did have a couple retirements this week from NFL players. Miles Jack, a former linebacker for the Jags, just signed with the Eagles a few weeks ago. He retired earlier this week, along with former Titans and Jets wide receiver Corey Davis. Just announced his retirement at the age of 28. So extremely young retirement. But again, congrats to retirement on those two guys. Hope The retirement life is fun.
Absolutely. And I'll get into the ESPN news real quick. So there has been some ESPN flip up news for Monday night. Monday night will now have a new host of Monday Night Football and Countdown. It will now be Scott Van Pelt, who you may know from SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt. He'll be joined alongside Ryan Clark, Robert Griffin III, Marcus Spears, Adam Schefter, and Michelle Beisner Buck, as well as Larry Fitzgerald and now Alex Smith. ABC will, because ABC and ESPN will be having two additional broadcasts for weeks 2 and 3. There'll be two broadcasts at the same time. There will also be a switch up. ABC will have the main team, Joe, Troy, and Lisa, and ESPN will have Chris Fowler, Dan Orlowski, Louis Riddick, and Laura Rutledge as the main other broadcast alternatives for weeks 2 and 3, because there'll be two games ESPN will be broadcasting that week, and John Perry will be at the analysis desk for those games, and that'll be your Monday night updates for ESPN.
Yeah, plus the Peyton and Eli broadcast. I believe that's coming back this year.
It should be coming back, and it should not be probably happening on weeks 2 or 3 because of the double games.
Yep, and that's on ESPN too.
Yes, ESPN 2 and ESPN Plus.
Yep. We also had a couple of trades that happened today regarding the Arizona Cardinals. It appears the Cardinals are tanking. At least it appears that way. They traded former first-round pick Isaiah Simmons to the New York Giants in exchange for a 7th-round pick. I love that trade for the Giants.
I agree.
He was never used correctly in Arizona. He could play defensive end, linebacker, safety, and corner. He can play all over the field. That is a huge pickup for the Giants, and it's a low-risk, high-reward move. I mean, a 7th-round pick isn't really going to do anything, and getting a versatile player like that to add to your defense, that is a huge win for the Giants. And they also traded tackle Josh Jones, another draft pick from 2020, to the Houston Texans. So the worst roster in the NFL continues to get even worse. I think there is a very good chance, even more than other teams in past years, that the Cardinals are the lock to have the number 1 overall pick in next year's draft.
Absolutely. There's no doubt that the Cardinals will probably get the number 1 pick because of how bad they have been doing in this, especially this preseason. And this trade is huge for this New York Giants team. This just added a whole another level of talent for this team. I was super excited when I saw that trade. The Giants should be super excited and ready to go. And they have a lot in store this year, and this is just going to be one big change. And there'll be some big tests in this future, and we will see the Giants play the Jets, of course, this preseason on Saturday. So that will also be another test, because they will also play them in the regular season, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So this will be another huge test for the Giants to see how well they played during the preseason and not. And of course, Aaron Rodgers was announced to play this upcoming Saturday for the first time since 2018 in a preseason game. So this will also give Daniel Jones and the Giants an extra chance to see what the Jets will have in store for the near future.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that preseason game sells out. These people can see Aaron Rodgers first time in a Jets uniform during a game. Right. I mean, he didn't play the first 2 games, so you got to get him some reps. I will say, though, Zach Wilson has honestly not looked that bad in preseason. He looks like he's improved. The Jets have they lost a Hall of Fame game, but they've won their last 2 games very convincingly. And I wouldn't expect Rodgers to play a lot, maybe like 2 or 3 series. But hey, just for the experience, it's going to be a fun time for the folks out there at MetLife to see that game on Saturday.
Absolutely. Let's move right along, and it's been fun. I would say this has been a fun overall week for preseason, week 2. There's been 2 ties in last week's preseason game, which hasn't happened in a while, and that what comes with the Bengals, Falcons, Eagles, and Browns all tying. Most of them continue to dominate. Seahawks, of course, 2-0 in preseason. Hopefully we'll go 3-0 on Saturday, and that's most of my recap for the preseason week 2.
Yeah, that's good and all, but you forgot the biggest news. The Baltimore Ravens' 24-game preseason win streak being snapped by the Washington Commanders, who defeated them on Monday Night Football with a game-winning field goal with about, I think, 12 seconds left. The Ravens, who had last lost a preseason game on September 3rd, 2015, have now lost one in 2023. The greatest win streak, the greatest non-significant win streak in sports history is officially over. Sorry, Ravens fans.
Absolutely. It's sad, but yeah, sorry, Ravens fans. Move along.
All right, Eli. I know I'm a Colts fan, but this needs to be talked about because this is a league-wide
I
thing.
know.
The Jonathan Taylor situation. This has really started to escalate over the last week or so. Monday, the Colts gave Jonathan Taylor permission to seek a trade out of Indianapolis. And over the last few days, the trade rumors are heating up. There are several teams that have rumored to be interested. 3 of them have been confirmed by the person I trust the most, Destin Adams from A to Z Sports. The Miami Dolphins, the Chicago Bears, and the Los Angeles Rams have all expressed significant interest in Taylor, with the Dolphins being one team that has made an offer to the Colts about Jonathan Taylor. That's been confirmed by a number of people. And according to the same source, Destin Adams, the trade compensation that the Colts are being offered is a lot higher than what they were expecting. And keep in mind, they were looking to get a first round pick or a combination of picks that equate to a first round pick out of this trade. And if the offers are higher than expected, I can only imagine what the Colts are being offered. And honestly, if they get an offer like that, I don't know how they say no. Now, I will say before you go, Eli, real quick, that the deadline for a deal to get done, the deadline for Jonathan Taylor to find a trade partner is Tuesday, the 29th. So he's got 5 days left to find a trade partner.
Yeah, it's a lot of drama and a lot of going on with the Colts and the JT situation. A lot of teams, as you mentioned, are interested. It's going to be a tough decision, regardless. At the end of the day, it's going to be a rough, I guess, decision in time for this Jonathan Taylor situation and this Colts. What I believe is, I don't know if there will be an agreement reached before the start of week 1. I believe the Colts will still stay with JT. I don't know if he'll find the right place just because of how much is going on, but it's a lot on the line. It's a big player that is obviously going to be, wants to be out clearly. It's just a matter about where he's going to go, and I don't believe he'll get anything done before the start of the week 1. But obviously, we'll have to wait and see, and when time comes.
If there is one thing though, I understand your opinion, but the possibility of Jonathan Taylor getting traded has gone up significantly over the last week.
I agree.
There is a much better chance that he does get traded. There are obviously still a chance that he does not get traded, and I would not be surprised if he doesn't. I would be more surprised though. I would expect him to get traded though at this point. Now there are 3 variables that are going to have to be worked out in this trade. Number 1, the trade compensation. And contrary to what some people might think, I think this is going to be the easiest of these 3 to figure out because the Colts have made it clear what they want. And if these teams are expressing interest, then it's clear that they feel okay giving up this draft compensation. Number 2, the health. Every trade in the NFL has to pen to physical. And with Jonathan Taylor still on the PUP list with the ankle injury, will he pass the physical with the new team he's going to get traded to? Again, a trade cannot go through unless the player passes a physical. And number 3 is his contract. Are these teams going to be willing to pay Jonathan Taylor what he wants? It's been made very clear by him and his agent, Malaki Kawa, that they want to break the running back market. Now, the current highest paid running back in terms of annual salary is Christian McCaffrey, $16 million a year for 4 years. There is a lot of variables that need to be worked out in this trade. The latter 2, though, are much more of a concern than the first one. And I think the physical part is something that not enough people are talking about.
Absolutely. And there's, like you said, there's a lot on the line, a lot on what is going to factor in. And these are all great points. Obviously, this is just a matter about who is going to secure the deal at this point. And great points made, Jack.
Yeah, as a Colts fan, it might be crazy, but I'm okay with. I really do want to trade him. I think the draft picks are more valuable. We're not really in a position to win this year, so why not trade him while his value is still high?
Which team do you think would benefit from him?
Miami for sure. They need him the most. They have Tua. They have Tua, who in games where he was healthy and in games that he didn't put too much pressure on himself, he played very well. They have maybe the best receiving duo in the NFL. They've improved their offensive line. They're just missing that running back. Now, tight end is weak. I will say their tight end position is weak, but I think that could be worked on. Sometimes tight ends develop out of nowhere. Like you had Mark Andrews with the Ravens. I mean, Travis Kelce was a 2nd-round pick. I don't know if people are expecting him to be the kind of tight end that he is today, but they don't really have a true number 1 running back. Now, they drafted Devon Achane from Texas A&M. However, would you really rather have that guy who's like a 5th or 6th-round pick, or would you rather have Jonathan Taylor, one of the top 5 running backs in the league when healthy, and a guy who's going to make your team better from day 1 and help you push for the playoffs, which the Dolphins feel like they could be a contender this year. And getting Jonathan Taylor, that would really benefit them. The Rams and the Bears are still kind of rebuilding, so I don't see them as much of a fit. Who do I think he gets traded to? I actually think the Bears are going to be the team that does it because of the cap space and the draft picks that they have. However, the team that it would benefit the most, it would be the Dolphins for sure.
Wow, good points there, and I would have to agree, and I think that's really what Jonathan Taylor needs, just equaling the money, and who really needs this running back, and who's going to give the team, the Colts, what they deserve, especially when it comes to those draft picks, the all important draft picks, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Before we get to the next topic, I'm just going to mention a few more teams that I think might be interested or might have shown interest that's not confirmed. I
Go
think
ahead.
the Philadelphia Eagles, the Denver Broncos, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Dallas Cowboys all, I think, have a chance to
I
at
could
least make a run at JT because they all have solid running backs. But again, getting a guy like JT makes their team so much better than they already are right now.
I could see Minnesota. I don't know about Philadelphia. I'm gonna have to disagree because Eagles is already too loaded. I don't know about how based off of what they've seen so far with Indianapolis. I don't know if they would go with him, but and of course they are a Super Bowl team, so they wouldn't have too much to give up on this year. So all right, well, good points there.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. Quarterback competitions.
Right,
The most week one starters are official. Really, the only one is the Texans, but CJ Stroud's going to start. They're just waiting forever to confirm that. We did have the final other one though
anticipation.
announced. Baker Mayfield is officially the starter in Tampa Bay. The expected has come true. Obviously, I'm actually a pretty big fan of Baker. I think he gets way too much hate. I think in the right system, he has the chance to be a really good quarterback. I still feel horrible for him with the way Cleveland treat him. They treat him like crap. I'm sorry to say that, but they
Yeah,
did. He played in 2021 through a torn labrum, and they traded him out for Deshaun Watson. I'll just leave it at that.
right, and yeah, obviously there's been a lot of controversy with Baker Mayfield. Obviously, I think this might be a good choice for the Buccaneers teams. I know there's like a lot of choices and there was a lot of back and forth going on, but I think Baker Mayfield was the right choice, and we'll see how well if this decision does work out in Week 1, and obviously we'll see how the Buccaneers do. They will be playing the Bay Ravens at 7 p.m. on Saturday, so that will also give
Vikings.
us another
Oh no, you're talking about the preseason. I'm sorry.
preseason. So we'll see if
Okay.
what we'll see there. And also, by the way, for everyone watching at home, all the games have been posted underneath our 12th Horseshoe podcast logo, as well as some channel times. You're
I'm
booing
not giving
that?
a thumbs
Oh,
down. I'm just pointing to where you can find it.
oh.
Right there, right below us.
I was
Sorry
just,
guys. I'm not giving a thumbs down. I'm not sorry about
I was
that.
just gonna say, I was like, "What, Jack?" like,
All right, and a developing story out of San Francisco. Sam Darnold is the backup quarterback to Brock Purdy. Trey Lance, the man the 49ers gave up 3 first-round picks for and has made 4 career starts in 2 seasons, is now the
next,
number 3 quarterback. This is a huge story. I honestly kind of feel bad for the guy that he never really has gotten a chance, and now the Niners are going to field trade offers for him. I think he deserves a shot to start. Hopefully, another team gives him a chance, and I want to see this guy succeed because the potential is absolutely there.
absolutely, but not with 49ers, that's for sure. Move on. No comment. Next. I will say no comment because I'm a Seahawks fan. I will not comment. I'm good. Thanks.
All right, whatever.
Moving right along.
I do want to mention real quick before the next topic, CJ Stroud is once again the starter for the Texans this preseason. Still no official word on who the week 1 starters, but I think we all know it's going to be Stroud now. All right,
There's no doubt.
there is a couple of players that are still holding out. There's 2 main ones, though, that I want to talk about. Josh Jacobs, there hasn't really been anything new about him, so I'm not really going to mention much about him. Jonathan Taylor is kind of holding out, but at the same time, not really, because I guess his ankle is really that big of an issue. But there's 2 defensive linemen from 2 Super Bowl contenders who continue to hold out. First up, let's talk about Nick Bosa. Held out all of camp. Camp is over now for pretty much every team. 49ers GM John Lynch spoke to the media today, said he feels very uncomfortable about the situation, and reports have indicated that the sides have had very little conversation between each other, and the chance of this holdout going into the regular season is becoming what it could become a reality very, very soon. Now, I know Eli is a Seahawks fan, so he's probably going to hope that this holdout continues, but I
Right.
think at some point he is going to get paid. But I mean, this is probably a little bit of a cause for concern for those fans in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a concern. Obviously, I'm a little happy that he won't be there, but And let's just hope he doesn't stay with the NFC West. So to make Seattle's life easier. Next.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
No comment. Next.
Another lineman's holding out. Chris Jones, the defensive tackle for Kansas City, tied his career high last year with 15 and a half sacks, helped the Chiefs win their second Super Bowl. He is holding out, and he has come out and he's publicly said that he is okay with holding out until week 8. That I find that crazy that he has like a specific timeline for when to hold out to, but he's already racked up
something planned in mind.
He's already racked up $1 million in fines for missing all these camp practices. Each day he holds out, he's fined about $50,000, and by week 8, he can double the fines even more. I guess this guy is really rich because I mean, again, the fact that he can hold
$50,000 a day, and if you're doing 5 days a week, you're already at what, $250,000 a week. Wow, that's a lot.
50,000. That's like close to I think the average American salary every year, and he's getting fined that per day.
Per day. Keep in mind, if you do practice 5 days a week, let's just say you're at 250,000.
Yeah, I will say that the Chiefs have all offered support to Jones. They haven't really like spoke about him in any way. They just said like we'll be happy to have him back when he comes back. I think they understand that he wants to get paid. I think he'll be back at some point. I don't really think it's a bit of an issue, but I think at some point they're just gonna end up paying him. I don't think it's as big of a cause of concern as Nick Bosa, but we'll just have to see what happens. But I think Chris Jones will be a Kansas City Chief for the long term.
Absolutely, and I think he will stay there. I mean, the fines are just a little ridiculous, but obviously we'll have to wait and see how everything will hold out. And before we move on to the next topic, I forgot to mention in our thoughts and prayers, Caleb Farley from the Titans has the house exploded in North Carolina. Thoughts and prayers. One person has been confirmed dead. Our thoughts and prayers as always, and I forgot to mention that at the top of the broadcast, but again, thoughts and prayers before we move on.
Yeah, it's such an unfortunate situation, man. I don't know why, these things have to happen. It's just so devastating. And sadly, the one person who did die was his father.
Right.
He was in the house. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
It really is.
But let's move on.
Move right on.
Next
injury
topic.
Front.
Yep. All right. So, let's talk about some wide receivers. Terry McLaurin, who has a toe injury, Jerry Jeudy, and DJ Chark, both have hamstrings. All 3 of those guys are questionable for the start of the season. They are all expected to miss a few weeks. We've got 2.5 weeks till the start of the season. There's a chance we might not see these guys out there week 1, but we'll just have to see on that.
It's just a waiting game at this point. Obviously, we hope they have a speedy recovery. They will be back, no time doubt. My guess will be if it is not the start of week 1, I would say by week 3 we would get to definitely see these guys back.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Another receiver, Jameson Williams, has been out for the whole preseason because of a hamstring injury. Or actually, I'm not sure what the injury is. I think it's a hamstring, but he's also suspended for the first 6 games of the season. That's like a double whammy because first off, he's suspended for the first 6 games because of
plus on top of that, he's got the injury.
Yeah, and he can't get any reps in preseason, so he's gonna have very little reps going into week 7 when he comes back. So
right,
a tough break there for the Detroit Lions.
Right,
but the potential is still there though for sure.
Yes, yeah. And finally, Joe Burrow looks great according to Zach Taylor. Obviously, we all know he stumbled in the training camp. He should be expected to go for week 1, but maybe not. I mean, Bengals are 2 weeks away from their start of the game, so we'll see how everything will happen and what will play out for the Bengals.
I would definitely expect. I have no doubt that he's going to be out there.
Week 1. They're medicating him with something, so he'll be definitely back out there for sure, no doubt about it.
He's as tough as a mama bear,
I agree.
He'll be out there for sure. I have no doubt about that.
All right, yeah, and there's a lot on the line, and look ahead to week 3 for us Seahawks and Colts fans. The Seahawks will be playing on Saturday. It'll be a fun game there. They'll be taking on the Green Bay Packers at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and the Colts are playing tonight against the Eagles 8 p.m. on Prime Video. So you got Al Michaels calling your game. That's pretty cool.
I'm
not be on national TV, unfortunately. And a lot of fun weeks ahead. And if you, of course, rewatch the top of the broadcast for the latest information, and of course, you could see all the games right here at the bottom if you are paying attention to the scores and listening to our podcast.
Yeah. All right, so that's all the information we had to cover today. But we do have an announcement to make here. Eli, can I tell them the announcement?
Go ahead. I have not. I don't know the announcement. Maybe I think I know what it is, but
You don't know what it is? Are you okay? I'll just say
is it just if it's about tomorrow? Then yes.
yes. Okay, that's what it
Okay.
is.
Okay. Good. I was just like announcement. Like, what's going on? Like,
All
okay.
right.
Go ahead.
So for those of you guys who are watching, you guys are looking right now at your 2023 New Jersey High School broadcast team. We are broadcasting high school football this year. We are so pumped about it, like absolutely pumped. The first game is tomorrow night. It'll be on right here on Surge Sports. We're gonna send out a link to all of you guys so you can watch it. It's gonna be like a formal broadcast too, so it's gonna be like watching the NFL. So definitely make sure to at least catch it if you can in real time because it's gonna be recorded. But any sport
It's
we get
live.
is greatly
It's live.
appreciated.
It's a live stream. It's a live game.
Yeah, but you could go back and watch it though.
Yes, you can record as well. Yes. It'll be
Yeah.
live in Search Sports. We'll be switching between play-to-play analysis. Jack Rizzo and I will be on the call. And just one thing, I just want a quick shout out again to Joey Jarzinka for helping us, as well as Bobby, our, of course, mentor, who's been helping us throughout this way and, of course, supporting us with the channel and everything. Thank you again to the two of them. None of this would all be possible without the two of you guys. So thank you. Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, we owe all of it to them. We
Absolutely.
we really do.
And thank you again. And we're super excited. We have a lot going on. The next episode of the podcast will be sometime next week. You can catch Jack on his Horseshoe show on the Horseshoe podcast next Wednesday at 7 p.m. You could also catch me on Sports Mano Mano on Saturday at 10 a.m. And I will also provide a St. Mary breakdown recap on Saturday's show. And also,
maybe I'll join.
Yeah, and also I may have it. I got to just double check and confirm. And also, you can catch us tomorrow as we do play and analysis work for the St. Mary Gales taking on the Garfield Boilermakers tomorrow. We're super excited. We hope you all join us there. We'll have all the link information posted on our Twitter. You can follow us, of course, at Elijah Weintraub for me and Jack at what's yours again? Jack Rizzo.
It's my Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Why don't I don't even I think it's Jack _ Riz 28. I think that's what it is.
I can add that into the description next time. All right. Well, thank you again for watching today's episode. Join us tomorrow if you're going to take a look at the high school sports. St. Mary's will take on the Boilermakers of Garfield tomorrow. And have a good night, everyone. And go enjoy the rest of the preseason week 3.
Peace. Go Colts.
Go Seahawks.